Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart. And if you tune in and enjoy my approach to tarot every week, you're going to absolutely love my books. So do check them out. And if you do have my books, please consider writing a kind review on Amazon because it really helps me get out there in front of more readers. It is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of three different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the three animals were the octopus, the peacock, and also the snake or the serpent. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you. It doesn't have to be your favorite animal, it just has to be the one that gets stuck in your head because that animal has your message. So, for those of you who picked the octopus, the card says complexity, multitasking, and ingenuity. An octopus is extremely intelligent. It's mostly just a brain underwater. And it's very clever about how to get around obstacles. So, if you're attracted to octopus this next week, not only could this be a week where you really need to be more flexible and adaptable and maybe even blend into your surroundings, but you also need to find the way through the obstacle by outwitting it, outsmarting it, instead of just giving up. First card for octopus is where it's best for you to place your focus this next week. And we see the three graces or the three charities on the Three of Cups. And these goddesses, the charities, are who we get our words in English charm, charisma, and character from. The Three of Cups can indicate that this week, the obstacle in front of you is going to be made so much easier to overcome when you bring a positive attitude toward it. It might also be a time where you're needing to go on a charm offensive or to show your own true character. You might even want to elevate the energy around you by smiling more or by really focusing on making other people feel good. It's really interesting how we can immediately perceive a vibe in a room, but that we can also immediately transform that vibe if we tap into our own personal charisma. So if you're attracted to octopus this next week, it really is on you to change the energy around you by problem solving instead of giving up. The second card is going to give you advice from your inner wisdom, and we do see the death card. And whenever we see the death card, great changes are happening around you. The changes may be so dramatic that they're also frightening. The death card often terrifies a lot of people when they see it in a reading. Number one, it's called death, and that sounds scary, but what the death card really represents is a threshold that you're about to cross. And if you do cross that threshold, if you do take that chance and make that change, there's no going back. So there's a sense of permanence when the death card comes up. And I'm just kind of feeling like you're needing to handle the change in front of you with grace and charm and character. You can end up getting a more positive change or a better result with what's transforming in your own life when you're elevating the energy. So be really conscious of yourself, your body language, what you're projecting to other people this next week, because that is going to be the energy that the change is really following. And the death card also has to do with endings, sometimes even grieving something that it's time to leave behind. And yet, always with the death card, there's that sun that's rising over the horizon. And that can really indicate that a new dawn is breaking and it's time to cooperate with that change. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you with these changes is Iris. She's the goddess of the rainbow in Greek mythology, and she's also the messenger goddess. And when Iris comes up, she can just indicate that your best way forward is by going through the storm first, because rainbows only appear after a storm. And I do feel like there's a shakeup right now if you're attracted to this first animal. And what you're needing to do is cooperate with that change. Be flexible, find the way around the challenge, and also be willing to go through the storm so that you can enjoy the rainbow. Whenever we do see rainbows, they are messages of hope, renewed. And so this is a time not to give up hope on your own path, even if you are facing some scary changes. Next, we're going to go into the peacock. And this card says prestige, self respect, and awareness. And the peacock is proud. The peacock is not apologetic of its appearance or how it shines or dazzles others. And a lot of times in our modern world, we're really encouraged to shrink down, to not really embrace what makes us special, to not show off too much. But Peacock is telling you to throw all that garbage away. It's time to really own who you are. It might also be a time to let yourself shine and to not apologize for your own inner unique light. It might be a time to dazzle others and yourself with your own creativity and talents. But most importantly of all, it's important to embrace your dignity this next week and to really stand in what makes you proudest about yourself, not in a haughty or arrogant way, but in a way that just has awareness of what your gifts are and really owning them. First card for Peacock is where it's best for you to place your focus. And we got the Five of Cups, which means it's time to stop ruminating about a perceived loss. It's time to stop looking at the thing you're disappointed in or that you're grieving and getting tunnel vision about it. The Five of Cups asks you to snap out of it, to turn away from the sadness. Yes, feel it. Yes, go through your emotions, but then also have the wherewithal to pull yourself up and look at where your best opportunities are. Sometimes not getting what you want in life is a marvelous stroke of luck, as the Dalai Lama says. And so there's a sense that you need to stop prejudging what you're seeing in front of you as a failure, a disappointment, but instead see the opportunity in it. Next is advice from your inner wisdom, and we actually get the Hangman card. And the hangman can represent those moments when life feels like it's turned on its head. And the best thing that you can do is turn right along with it. The hangman can also indicate that a sacrifice is needed, and that maybe the thing that was lost or perceived to be lost was one of those necessary sacrifices or payments to the universe in order to ensure a better day comes. The hangman always rewards a sacrifice, and it's important to have an eye on the long game. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help you with this is Athena, the goddess of wisdom. She's telling you, don't look at this current disappointment and feel sad about it. Something better is even on the way. You might need to bide your time and turn towards your own inner wisdom. And this is really going to help you overcome the challenge that's right in front of you. And then finally, we have the Sage Serpent, and the snake card says wisdom, grounding, and eloquence. And the serpent is a symbol for wisdom. This could be a time when you're really not just looking at your feelings or your knee jerk reaction or your first thought about something, but getting calm, getting quiet, and descending into the realm of your own inner wisdom, trusting that quiet inner voice. First card for the snake is where it's best for you to place your focus. And we get the Two of Wands. And where you should trust your wisdom if you pick the snake is towards your own ambitions. You have sort of outgrown where you're at right now. It's time to spread out. It's like you're a plant that's been potted in a small pot for far too long and your roots are bursting out, and it's time to have some more room to grow. The Two of Wands is telling you not to be limited by your own fears, but to turn into your inner wisdom and to listen to it because it's going to show you how expansive and limitless you actually are. So I think it's about time to spread your wings. And I also think it's a time to look at the big picture. The whole world is waiting for you, but you have to step into it. Next is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you pick the snake, and we get the Six of Swords. And this is a card of surrender, surrender to the natural current of your life. One of the wisest things you can do in your life is not to fight the current, not to fight the changes that are in front of you, but instead to say, I accept. This is where the direction seems to be leading me. I'm going to follow through with this and trust where this boat is going to take me. The universe didn't pull you out all this way to make you sink without a paddle in the middle of the ocean. And so it's time to follow the current and trust where it's leading you. The Six of Swords is also saying that it's time for movement and change. So whatever you're resistant to let go of, it's time to tranquilly surrender it. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help you is Chiron. And he is the archetype of healing. He's the teacher in Greek mythology. And he teaches us how to heal our old wounds. And instead of resisting the wound, I just feel like it's time to surrender to it, to acknowledge it, to allow it to flow through you. And then you'll see that it's not an impediment to you anymore. It's actually something that makes you more powerful. It makes you wiser, and it makes you a stronger teacher or healer. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always check me out at elliotoracle.com and schedule a one-on-one reading with me there. Otherwise, I hope you all have a safe and happy week, and I enjoy seeing you all the time and reading all your comments. So please do keep engaging and do take care.